Hello everyone, this is Marshy coming to you with another StarCraft 2 cast. Today we are on Ohana LE, and we have a Terran versus Zerg in store for you guys today. Spawning in the bottom right, we have spawning as the red Terran, we have Barcode. And spawning in the top left, we have our challenger, the blue Zerg, we have TerribleZerg. TerribleZerg. Barcode submitting this game onto Rcastit. One of my favorite places to grab replays, a good place for me to practice my casting abilities because, well, most people are generally more welcoming of your cast because they themselves are lower league players. For example, TerribleZerg and Barcode are both in the Diamond League. Barcode number 5 in his ladder and TerribleZerg number 12 in his ladder. So both players pretty knowledgeable of the game. You know, nothing not incredibly good like Master or Grandmaster level play, but we should expect both players to see something that resembles a build if they're good, or unless one player just cheeses all the way up into Diamond. But anyway, TerribleZerg getting the drone scout out. We're going to see there is one Rax going down. I would going to try to get this last SCV, try to nibble on him to death, but nothing just yet. And Barcode just pulling SCVs, trying to deny that. But TerribleZerg just being annoying. He's even got a patrol path set, so he's going to see if any gases are going to get taken, and if not, he should assume a 1-rack expand. The only thing else he has to worry about if there's some sort of silly 2-racks that might a very delayed 2-racks maybe put over here or something. But the way those minerals are getting banked up, I would assume and say it's safe to say it will be a 1-racks expand. Anyway, back on TerribleZerg's side of things, we do see a 15 hatch coming out, followed by a 16 spawning pool. Neat little thing. If you don't know already, if you do 15 hatch, 16 spawning pool, when your spawning pool pops, your hatch rate will also pop, and you'll be able to make 2 queens right away. It's just a neat little trick and nice little timing that everyone should know about. In First Marine out on the map, want to try to deny any sort of other scouting, any sort of Zerglings that might come by, and Barcode just waiting to get that minerals for that command center, and there it goes down. So TerribleZerg are going to do send another drone out. I don't like this. I prefer him to just make some lings and send those across the map. But TerribleZerg going to do something scouting weird. Kind of makes me think he wants to hide his drone here. Maybe it was a bit of a misrally or something. I am not quite sure just yet. But TerribleZerg actually throwing down 2 spine crawlers. He's a little bit worried of pressure. If you look at his vision, all he saw was that barracks being made. Don't know anything about if there's another command center just yet. And Barcode, I guess, kind of sort of blind countering TerribleZerg. TerribleZerg's over making defenses here, making 2 spine crawlers, and Barcode, he is just going to be super greedy and make another 3rd command center off of 1 barracks. So he's going to have SCV production out the wazoo, and Barcode being really smart, putting his bunker right here by this ramp. Can't cover the entire mineral line, but cover a good chunk of it and the ramp. So good bunker placement. I really like that from Barcode. And TerribleZerg not sure what he's doing with his 2 spine crawlers. I guess he was predicting bunker rush. We're going to see what he has to, what he's going to do here. He is getting gas. We'll see what he does with that first 100 gas. He's actually got quite a bit of larva banked up. Not sure what he's trying to do. He's actually out of money. So is he going to try to go for speed, or is he going to go for a very quick lair? We're going to have to sit back and find out. And now Barcode, both players just macroing up now. Not too much going on. Are we going to see some sort of mech play coming from Barcode? He is making a reactor and factory, so this is very indicative of Reactor Hellions. And Reactor Hellions, if you're not familiar with that, Reactor Hellions just do a very good job of denying creep, which is this purple stuff emitting from the Zerg's base, and it helps you know, if you make enough of them, you can go run right on by here, roast a few drones, but they're gonna have trouble with those two spine crawlers. But if they decide to go back up into the main, you can roast some drones as well. But right now, TerribleZerg is just hurting for drones right now. He's not making any drones. He's got the money for it, and I don't know why. I believe those two spine crawlers was a little bit too much of an investment, plus two evolution chambers. He just really doesn't have an economy right now, and he preemptively made this roach warren. I did get another scout out. I did see a bunker there, so might maybe want to go for some sort of aggression. I'm not quite sure just yet. He's a little overextending himself. He definitely needs more drones because Zerg is a game of the drones. You need to get that economy up and running. And now transitioning out, or just a good play from Barcode. Go and reactor Hellions into Starport Starport Banshees, and this will keep Zerg pinned back. Can't try to snipe a few drones here and there. Just try to hurt him economically. But TerribleZerg are going to have good creep spread with at least 3 queens, 4 queens now. So 5 queens altogether laying creep. Might want to send 1 queen back. But not sure why he's not taking a third yet. A little bit. He has made a lot of lings, but we do have a couple Hellions on the map. Just gaining that map control, and we're going to see what Barcode and what TerribleZerg are going to do. It's going to be one of the first quick engagements of the map so far. Just dodging that creep. Want to try to take out a queen. No bueno. Believe it or not, fire does not take out queens very well, and these queens are just so powerful and so strong. Not being able to take out these creep tumors here, so a little bit of failed denying of the creep from Barcode, but it's not that big of a deal. If you wanted to, you could waste a scan and try to kill a lot of creep tumors up in here if you saw the queens were down here or whatnot, but Lings are in position to come in and take us around. But Barcode, he didn't lose any Hellions, so that's never a bad thing as well. Lair just now getting started at the like the 9.5 minute mark here, and Barcode is going to get a full wall off there. He does have a lot of production up, and oh my gosh, so many production facilities. And Barcode has been so greedy this entire game. He's only made 5 Marines and Hellions. That is just insane. And all these barracks are coming out. Stem is almost completed, and this is going to get really scary for TerribleZerg. He does have a Baneling nest. I guess once one Banshee does die in that fight. Sorry, I didn't get to it quick enough. I was just in awe of the production facilities. And if you just look, just 36 drones to 57 SCVs and 3 mules. TerribleZerg, I hate to say it, but he is living up to his name. And now TerribleZerg just now grab his 3rd base after Barcode has had 3 bases for forever now. And this is just insane. Barcode's macro is through the roof. The SCV trains are coming as well. And Marines gonna shoot rocks until they explode. But TerribleZerg, little hodgepodge of an army here. Good creep spread from him, though. That's the one thing I will say that's not terrible about him, is this creep spread is pretty good. This little purple creep line just spewing across the map here. Infestation pit going down as well. But 1 gas guys are not with anybody in them. Harvest patch or mineral patch not completely saturated here. And when you have 41 drones to 64 SCVs, you're going to have a bad time. You do have a scouting link going to come out here, going to completely miss everything. You will see that there is a 3rd up and running for Barcode, and he's going to get a nibble and try to kill an SCV. And he actually, he might get a SCV kill or 2. So this forces Barcode to come home, and TerribleZerg will get a little spot of his army. Just all he saw was Hellions so far. So what is TerribleZerg going to do? You should know, like, if it takes that long for an army to react, either the other player is really bad or his army was actually thinking about moving out. So that was food for thought for TerribleZerg. And but Barcode, very scary army here, very anti-Zergling and pretty much anti-Roach army here. And TerribleZerg down so much supply, down 50 supply, or almost, yeah, 50 supply. And so many spine crawlers going down. Little weird, but and here comes TerribleZerg just moving up, trying to kill some creep. Slow push it, maybe even feint here just to make Zerg make overcommit and make more units. But as I said, that TerribleZerg is going for that lair, and he should throw down the Spire anytime now. Don't see it going up, but he does have pathogen glands researching and investors on the way, and investors are game changers. But TerribleZerg's army is just so little compared to Barcode's. But he can't wait too much longer. All it takes is one good fungal, and half your Terran army is dead. But Hellion scooting on low over here, just checking out bases. I should realize that TerribleZerg is only on 3 bases for right now, so we're gonna see how this engagement goes. Barcode almost maxed out at the 15-minute mark, and scan going down, not seeing much. Sees a ton of creep tumors, but that's all just about it, and a few infestors. So. Barcode doing an amazing job of keeping his money low. He's going to macro up till he is completely 200. He's definitely secured his 3rd base, and here comes just a small scouting party, just going to clear out more creep tumors. And Barcode just being super safe and not wanting his whole army to die from infestors. And here comes the infestor hit squad, going to try to get a pretty money fungal. And I don't think he has one tank staying behind just to watch the flank here. But 2-2 on the way, and this is probably going to be the deciding factor of when Barcode is going to move out. 2-2 just destroys everything, and then Infernal Prig or Terran Weapons +2. That's very misleading. You would think that looks like Blue Flame, but whatever. Zerg now just taking his 4th, only at 120 supply. Hasn't even been pressured this entire game. He should be close to 200 supply like the Terran, but this is just scary. +2 just got finished, and that is a lot of Marines here. Only 3 infestors out, and this TerribleZerg is just going to have a bad time. Here come the infestors, all beautiful fungals, but it's not going to be enough. All the infestors are dying here. A lot of Marines dying as well, but he can re-macro up just as quick. And oh, everybody's unsieged. Banelings are now going to swoop in here. How much is it going to be? It's not going to be enough, and Barcode completely wipes through TerribleZerg. And he's actually going to come back home and heal up and probably go for another push here. As I say that, yes, Spire is morphing into Greater Spire, but there is no more infestors. And TerribleZerg's gas count is super low, so he can't even remake infestors if he wanted to. And TerribleZerg is just in a terrible spot, and with these terrible puns. Terrible puns. So, look back, Barcode taking his 4th, getting extra command centers. He's floating a lot of minerals. He's got so many production facilities. And he's just going to go across the map, going to clean up creep tumors. A bunch more Banelings being morphed in, but TerribleZerg, he needs to get some money Baneling shots off. But if Barcode just even half splits his units, he will be in a completely fine arrangement. And Barcode, look at him, being even more safe, want to secure his 4th. He denied the 4th to the Zerg. He's been incredibly cost efficient. Look at the units lost so much in Zerg's or Terran's favor. It's not even funny. And yeah, scanning, just seeing where any other possible bases are at. And Barcode has definitely got this in the bag. Tons of macro hatches going down. Both players floating tons of money. TerribleZerg does need to retake a base just so he can get that gas income. But we're going to see what Barcode's going to do here. He is completely maxed out. He's got 2-2. 3-3 is almost done. You got +3 almost done. +3 weapons almost done. But there is 6 Broodlords being morphed in somewhere right here. No infestors, so very little infestor count. But will that scan see those Broodlords? They do not. That scan does not see the Broodlords, so it's going to be a little bit of a surprise here. But Barcode ought to realize that there should be some funny business going on here. So TerribleZerg going to get a bunch of Broodlords How will Barcode respond? Would you go ahead and just sacrifice parts of your army just to pump out some Vikings, or what would you do here? I must be lagging like crazy, but yeah, actually just sending SCVs to sacrifice themselves. You have served your purpose. You are no longer needed, and this is like the death march of the century. And here they go. They're just gonna die. Will they just get gobbled on up? This cruel, cruel Terran army. When your purpose is done, you get sacrificed. That's just how it goes. Sensor tower going up just to see if there's any counterattacks coming from any sort of angle here. Baneling landmines. Oh no. Oh, good scan is going to see all of these banelings. So no massive amount of Marines are going to die just yet. And these aren't going to do anything. They're only 1-1 against 3-3 Marines. Splitting is happening right now. So many tanks being sieged up here. And Barcode is taking this game right on. Even researching Neo Steel Frame, because why not? And so many banelings are being made right now. I would like to see them actually be infestors instead. Well, you can't morph into infestors, but you know what I mean. I'd like to see infestors instead of all these banelings. Just because you can actually completely destroy this army with just like broodlords and infestors if you wanted to. But Neo Steel Frame 40% completed so far. Barco taking his 5th base as well. And what is this? These are so many. This is silly. And now Zerg going to take this base as well. So I'm pretty sure Barco's just screwing with the Zerg player right now. You can honestly sacrifice this entire army. And but this is what I don't get about TerribleZerg. TerribleZerg is oh, anyways, huge engagement. Oh, good fungal. Money fungal there. And here comes the Banelings. Oh my gosh, that was insane. They all exploded right before they got to the Marines. And now these Broodlords have nothing to fight up against, nothing to buffer. Trying to stutter step back, but so many Broodlords are heading and dying right now. And so Barcode is going to be forced to retreat. 56 Zerglings in production. Neosteel Frame just now being completed. So that'll help with some crazy 25-minute bunker rush. The Broodlords are dying. And TerribleZerg is still in a terrible... What? Oh, screw you. Yeah, you can read the chat. Barcode's confused. Turtling like a... Oh, TerribleZerg. If you just saw this replay, you... Oh, TerribleZerg. Terrible Zerg. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I am Marshy, and this was TerribleZerg versus Barcode. Thank you all for watching, and see y'all next time.